Who would have thought a year ago that you and I would be standing here doing this?
Okay, Johnny Wonder here. This is going to be kind of a fun video that you're about ready to watch. So I made my return back to ECPC to try out all the new Callaway irons. Now, truth be told, a lot of this stuff I knew was coming out, but I was excited to hit a couple of the things that you're going to see. And in this video specifically, you're going to see Johnny Thompson, who is now the tour content manager at Callaway, and I kind of walking through the new Ai150 iron, which is an iron that I think is quite brilliant. You know, they've always needed a TCB plus, I will call it, or a better players plus iron. The fun thing about what they've done here is the shape is there. You know, for better players like me, they're forgiving. They have all the things that I would need to kind of maintain, you know, ball speed, spin, all the fun stuff that we're gonna need if we're gonna go out and play good golf. One of the things that you're going to notice that I kind of find interesting when it comes to Callaway irons is they excel at packing in a ton of technology into a tight package. Like I don't know how they do it. They've done it. It was fascinated me when I worked there, and it still fascinates me to this day. They just keep putting more things in the packages, and the chassis keep getting smaller and smaller. Ai150 is exactly, definitely a testament to that. So what you're going to see here is JT and I just on the range kind of working through it all. Here's a Callaway Ai150, me and JT at ECPC. Let it roll. Okay, JT, so we have Ai150, which, as described to me, was kind of like that TCB player that just wants a little bit extra.
A little extra, a little more forgiveness because the head is a little bit bigger, but similar offset.
Okay.
Also, in the longer irons, you might see a little bit of a different performance due to construction.
And then did you guys do, so it looks like you guys did a little bit of work to the sole, like there's a little extra relief up here.
So that's pre-wear is something that I'm real proud of R&D for getting on board with this, because turf interaction on these compared to some of the, like the TCBs that had a much more flatter sole, through testing with Tour, through testing here at the ECPC, it's shown that just turf interaction has improved. And if your turf interaction improves, there's just going to be a level of consistency, but also feel through the ground. Like if you feel the club's entering the ground and exiting quickly, right, it feels better. But then also, you know, if you come in a little toe high or a little like heel down, it's going to help shallow that and just, you know, mitigate what happens if you get something that really wants to dig from the heel or dig from the toe, the twisting and turning. Right.
So like, I mean, I can't emphasize enough, and we talk about this, you know, on the tour trucks a lot. Like turf interaction essentially is like it's kind of your decider of where you're going to get it on the face, right? So for all handicaps, like I've always felt like if you had a proper sole, it didn't really matter what was going on the perimeter of the iron for the most part. If the club got through the turf, then that player is going to catch the right part of the face. You know, when I see an iron like this with a little bit of front edge relief, and you got to be, I mean, and at the same time, you know, the leading edge on this thing's still pretty sharp. So it's, you know, even for your pickers, it's still going to work.
Yeah, because then there's some trailing relief too. So again, if you just had the leading edge and you still had a big heavy back, you know, you could get into the ground, but when that back starts to engage with the ground, it could start to bounce out, and it might not feel as good. Right.
But yeah, I kind of feel like you're hitting driver off the deck all the time. That's how I always felt. Like on a really, like if you go play in Texas or something off a hard ground, it's just, you know, it's almost, you feel like you just can't get the leading edge under the ball. So
tell me a little bit about look, because off camera we were talking about the finish on these.
So I think, and I'm seeing a trend, and a lot of this is just from some of the other OEMs and some of the cool stuff that's coming out, some of the limited drop stuff, going back to chrome, which for you and I would probably love because of how we grew up. Like I like that you guys didn't make these satin, that they're chrome, because they're going to look different in the bag. They're going to look bladey in the bag. To me, it's always been sort of a nod that you're taking that iron uber seriously. Like if you're going to chrome it out and make something that pretty, make it shiny. I think it's cool. So, all right, let's see.
All right, you're like a Cadillac. You don't take long to warm up.
So that felt good. First glance here, like I hit that okay. Maybe a groove low, but I'm still getting the launch. I didn't lose a ton on ball speed.
It's starting to get loosened up.
Like these are interesting because I'm not losing the look I like, but I'm still getting the performance that I would want. And that's like, to be honest, like this is how I'm hitting these, like where I'm hitting them on the face. Unless my timing's on that day, this is how I hit it.
Yeah. I got a feeling you'll see some of these in tour players' bags. On the PGA Tour, you could see some, 4, 5s, and 6s
right
coming into play because it'll blend with more your traditional tour irons that we offer in the TCBs and the MBs.
Okay.
You're going to have a lot easier blend there where you can get some technology in a smaller chassis.
Like that was a little closer to the face.
Yeah.
When I'm testing irons like this, for me, honestly, it's just even 3/4 shots, because that's where an iron like this is going to expose itself for spin. Is if you take speed off, then what happens?
Yeah. Because in the past, what would happen when that
ball loses its energy?
Yep.
Or it launches so high with such little spin that the ball's out of my hand the moment I hit it. Like the more, like the higher up the face I'm getting, now I'm starting to get some really fun numbers here.
Yeah.
That was 7,500 spin. When I'm looking at an iron like this, the spin is the only thing I'm really paying attention to.
Yeah.
Tell you what, you get them out of the middle, they go. Like these are plenty fast. I guess the biggest takeaways so far, and JT hit on a couple interesting points, but I know there's other OEMs that make irons, sort of in this class, but this is the first one that I've seen that mimics something that's legitimately on tour, where you're taking a platform like TCB, which was the most successful tour iron probably we've ever made, and then putting a little bit of horsepower in there.
Yeah, you just consider like who plays them too.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got Xander, Rombo, Burns. I mean, any of the top players on our staff was playing that iron.
So we're providing sort of what they love,
right?
With a improved sole, and then a construction that guys that don't play golf for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week,
right?
They can get some forgiveness out of it.
Let me hit one more little chippy one here. The cool thing with these is when you hit them out, I mean, if you hit them a little thinner, if you hit them out of the guts, they feel just like my TCBs. I'm not losing anything there. Like they feel exactly the same.
Good.
Okay.
I know you love that iron, so that's a good comment.
So this might be a little bit easier for me to hit because I can take a full rip here.
So into the 5-iron again, we still have a face plate, but there's a hollow body construction here.
Okay.
So think about feel here, think about sound, and then also flight.
Yeah, so ideally you just want this to get up in the air. Yeah, these are money. And as far as looking down, like if you're going to base it off of the TCB platform, if that's, I know this is an exact mimic of a TCB 5-iron, but like that's not too big, not too small.
The one thing I'm really liking though is, if I close my eyes, I wouldn't know if you're in the 8 or 5.
Right.
And the construction of these are very different. And in the past, we've had some similar setups like this where you could kind of tell through sound, that there was a little bit slight difference in construction, but
right. But I tell you what, they get up in the air fast. Let's hit one more. That was bottom groover. And again, like my wants and needs with a 5-iron are very small. Like I just literally just want something I'm not gonna make a bogey with. So plenty of confidence looking down at this. It's plenty forgiving because I've hit a couple of these all over the face and they're still flying okay. Like that was really thin. Unfortunately for me, my mishit is a performance killer, which is thin and lofty.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lose a lot.
Yeah.
So I have to cheat it with technology to make that look prettier.
I mean, no doubt these are launching nice.
Yeah, they're getting up in the air fast. Yeah. Okay, impressed. I had the good opportunity of having my friend Emmy Grillo come to the range, to ECPC, which is like your home driving range, essentially.
My backyard.
Like he's got a card to get in here. So he's going to be hitting the Ai150s because he saw them when I was filming the last video and was asking about what they are, and apparently he went inside and ordered a set. Is that correct?
With my phone.
Okay, with his phone.
So this is more the shape that I like.
Okay.
A little bit more, you know, rounded.
Yeah, a little more rolly. This is a little more right angles than this iron.
And this one has a, you know, what do you call it? Like this front edge. More,
yeah, like a chamfer. Like essentially, it's just a more bounce up front. Like,
I like the fact that you can like go steeper on the ball.
okay.
And that's gonna.
It's not gonna dig on you.
Correct, and that's something that I feel like most of the pros are trying to do, especially when they're like under pressure.
Right.
That you want to go like, you know, a bit more down and make sure that you
Get the face
get in
on
the
it.
ball. Well, you get in more of the ball first.
Right.
So.
Okay, let's hit a couple of these.
There you go.
And how was that one?
That was like a good hit, even though I didn't get through the ground.
But you got it out of the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can see it's more my number. Very, you know, very close to the spin that I will be looking at. As long as I see under 8,000,
you're good.
I'm happy.
Okay, let's do one more. There's a pretty big takeaway from what I'm seeing with you, which is actually really interesting. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is, thanks for doing all that hitting for me, by the way. This is where it gets pretty exciting for me. Is as we've progressed, like, you know, when I started at Callaway in 2021, irons like this tend to live in a certain bucket, meaning like they had the look, but they were still hot. Like remember Rogue ST Pro, some of the Apex Pro product, it was still hot. Like, you know, you're still making some performance sacrifices to play that iron. What I'm seeing with you, with all three of these irons, is for the most part, you as a tour professional, you're not giving up a lot spin-wise. There's some adjustments to be made to get those in the same pocket as your TCBs, but still get to spin, still get a little bit more forgiveness. You like the look of those things. So like, is that an iron, like the Ai150, is that an iron that you would play?
Well, I already have a set on the way.
Sure.
Which is kind of like what again, for me, it's very important to put it down, see it, and say, hey, I can play with this. And I know they're a little wider, you know, there's a little bit more mass, so there's more forgiving. I'm looking forward to testing this with my shafts, and my weight,
yeah,
you know, my length and everything. Because I'm already seeing that it's a good spin rate and it's right on my window and it's going the distance I want. So.
Well, and if you miss it a little bit, you're still cool.
I'm really happy with what I've saw so far.
There's nothing better than getting feedback from a tour player, especially on stuff like this. So that's why I always, whenever I get a chance to get the real hitters to hit kind of everything, it's always way more interesting than seeing my weak ass hit golf balls.
Skinny balls.
So anyway, that's Emmy and JW from the range. Maybe see those in your bag. TBD.
Hopefully. That means they're great.
We're out of here.